Welcome, viewers. You're welcome to this discussion series. And we want to be able to discuss the second leg of the challenges facing local government elections in Nigeria. You know, and facing local government administration too. Because, you know, the structure of the local government is supposed to be it was structured to be closer and nearer to the people, to be able to solve basic, you know, issues that affect the ordinary Nigerian citizen. But as it is, it has been hijacked. It has been taken away from the hands of those who are supposed to be meant to control it because of the reform that took local government election and put in the hand of the state governors. And that has affected how local government elections are run in Nigeria. I see a lot of people when they ask you, oh, you can't even win local government election. It's not true. Nobody can win local government election. From 1999, Tim Buhari became president in 2015. He never won any councillor in Katsina because it is practically impossible, and he knew. He knows about it. When he came into power, he tried to want to see how he can liberate the local government system, and that became a big challenge. The governors, you know, came up with all attack because for you to reform that process, you need to talk of the state assembly to be able to sign it, for it to now be free from their own control. And that's why it's important we talk about everything, including electoral reforms. Electoral reforms that will be able to guarantee more free and transparent process for our electoral system, our elections as we go forward. Because laws are not man is not made for law. Law is made for man. So we must look at, because the local government has failed, because money that is meant for development of the local government is now being channeled into joint account for the state government, and the state government determine how they give to local government. That's why you are no longer seeing local government constructing roads, you know, maintaining local roads, building market, building how they call it a healthcare center, and managing them, because they no longer have such resources at their beck and call to carry out those functions. And when they have their resources, they have to take permission from the sitting governor instead of taking permission from the electorate, who is supposed to naturally elect them. So the local government chairmen and their councillors are not beholden to the people, they are beholden to the state governors. So this is where our challenge comes from, because we can't go forward. I was very delighted when President Muhammadu Buhari took a decision to be able to break that monopoly of the state governors on how they hold on to local government. And it has, but if you see how they gang up and came, and be able to, some of them who went to court, to be able to fight him not to take that decision. Because that decision, if he goes along with that decision and follow it up with all the force he has, it will save Nigeria, you know, growth. It will save us from all the shenanigans we've seen in governance practice in Nigeria at the local level and at the state level. Because when you have a state, when power sharing does not occur, when there are no opposition, when there are no need for people to be able to agitate and say their mind, and people will be able to say what the governor is doing is wrong, that state cannot grow. Because opposition himself is the bedrock of why governance, you know, is used, you know, to prosper the nation. So we must have an holistic electoral reform process that will be able to give direct funding to the state assembly, give direct funding to the state judicial system, give direct funding to the local government system, so that reform will be all encompassing and holistic to be able to save our development and give Nigeria a voice in the government that is supposed to be looking after them. So we no longer talk of all these issues, and we are looking at, so I'm challenging the National Assembly to do what is in the interest of the people and stop doing what is in their own interest. For once, follow up with the electoral reform bill, pass it up in time so that the Electoral Act for the 2023 election will be ready on time so that Nigeria will know which law to follow. We must also encourage the National Assembly. I know it benefits them more because the law right now, as you know, relate to campaign finances, only benefit the big and benefit those who have the resources and those who have state apparatus to run the election. So we must encourage we must be able to start to do small unit by unit, you know, how they call it, advocacy, to challenge the National Assembly, to look at the, you know, finance electoral reform bill and look how much it would take for a person to campaign a process, and the need for those who are contesting to open a separate account for that election, so that INEC will be able to monitor that outgoing and ingoing of the finances, that donation that are coming into the coffers of the candidate. Because as it is, money come from all sources and overshadow the candidate of the people. So if we don't have control of how much is spent, how much is gotten by candidate, how much is spent, and how much is left behind, full disclosure of how much is gotten. We are going to still be having this challenge come 2023. Money will still be part of the politics of our day. Money will still determine who gets elected. So this full disclosure must be put in our electoral reform bill, so that all these people must be held account for how they spend the money they have gotten, and that one man cannot single-handedly fund a presidential election. One man should not single-handedly fund a state assembly election. One man should not single-handedly fund a House of Reps election. It must be a collective force by donors who are interested, to see, competent hands to man the affairs of our nation. So for our nation to grow, all hands must be on deck. And most especially, this whole thing belongs to the electorate. It belongs to you, Nigerian citizens. It belongs to us. We own this government. Because the government was not made how they call it, for us to be, how they call it, responsible to government. Government was made so that government will be responsible to us, so that they will be beholden to us. We are not supposed to be beholden to government, and government, does whatever it likes without consequences. It is time for the Nigerian electorate and the Nigerian people to speak loud and hold those elected accountable for whatever actions they have taken before they got elected, and actions they have taken after they got elected. Thank you for watching. And please, your feedback will be highly appreciated. Thank you very much.